All right, we're live. You're gonna start by singing. Yeah, and like once the stream is over, we also have to deal with Germany's national final. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't write that article. Alicia did. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I think. Well, let me go ahead and kick it off by talking about Sledding from Hoffman sung that one in Ime. So good. So good. Oh, we have that one in common. Yes, that one's good. It's so good. Um, I like LPS. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy Disco. I think it's a great song, but I prefer this one. And yeah, mhm, exactly, exactly. Another one I have highlighted was Rich Itch from Supernova. It was so much fun. Like I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's just like I like that kind of like chaotic 90s esque. It's like very college radio 90s alternative. It's like somebody took the B-52s and mashed it with REM and gave us this song. And like it's so 90s and it's the kind of music that you only really got during that decade. Yeah. Yeah, it actually sounds it's like because a lot of the times we get these songs that are very much like what's the word I'm looking for? Um they harken back to older decade throwbacks. That's what I was looking for is the word throwback. So with this one, it's a throwback, but it sounds very genuine to what that decade would have brought us musically. Do you want to? No, I'm sorry, man. Um, right, and I guess my number one is Kumajaba from UMK, Isaac. Woo! That's staging though. That's staging. That song, everything about that is just like, yeah, that does it. Oh yeah, no, I agree 100% with that. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm just double checking something because it's telling me. There it goes. All right, just want to make sure of that. Yeah, no, I. It's one of those things where I like the song, a lot, and I really think that it could have been something special and unique that we haven't really seen before. we haven't gotten this kind of situation at Eurovision before. One day, one day. Isaac, come back. Yeah, I know exactly. Please become a mainstay at UMK, Isaac. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like my thoughts. What was your favorite? Hmm. Hmm. Nah, my dream intro. I know I love Chow Chow to pieces. It's so much fun. Like if that had gone through, yes, love it. Chow at the end there. But uh, but yeah, like just San Remo was great this year. I'm so glad I watched all of San Remo this year. Usually I kind of just watch like Thursday night and Saturday night, and that's it. But I watched every night, and I watched every night but the covers night, except for I did go back and watch that Britney Spears situation with Emma. Um, it was great this year. Like yeah, it was so good. But yeah, the oh okay, one second, hold on.
Mani con le mani,
How
ciao
about
ciao.
now? I think you should have audio now.
Okay. Um, Jaime, if you're still hearing, or if you hear me at all, then go ahead and send me another text telling me like if you hear me or not, because yeah, we think we got that fixed. But anyways, yeah, those were our top three of the national final season, just coming out of like the biggest chunk of it, in case we missed that last piece of dialogue.
Yeah, I think maybe we may have missed more than the last piece, so let's just go back through that real quick for you. So
Yeah.
your three songs that, what were the three songs that you had that you missed that
Yes,
we
so
lost?
my three songs were Sledim from the Slovenian national selection, Dreamer from the Australian national selection, and Chow Chow from San Remo. Those are the three that I regret didn't get to go to Eurovision, but overall I'm glad we had them in the season.
Okay, yeah, couldn't agree more. Do you want the next part of our site articles that we have
Mm-hmm.
is the Eurovision 101 videos
Woo!
continue.
Eurovision 101.
If you're watching this later, I'll put up in the cards a link
Mm-hmm.
to the video.
Once
So
again,
yeah,
guys, like Eurovision 101 is great for if you are starting to understand Eurovision or you have someone in your life who you are trying to accurately describe how the Eurovision process works or how to watch it, then this is the series for you.
yeah, kind of right now, where we're at is we've covered basics at this point. We've covered what the contest is, how voting works in the contest, who are countries to watch for,
Hmm.
and things like that. So at this point, we're kind of covering the basics, and we're going to continue the series on weekly.
Hmm.
So next week there'll be something else that's a little more in depth than the first four videos that we've had so far.
Hmm. Hang on to your hats.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about one of the songs that was released. Well, the only song we've gotten that was released as brand new this week.
Hmm.
S10 released. Is it S10 or S10?
I think it's Esteen, actually.
S10? Okay, that would make
Mhm.
sense. I feel bad, but S10
No, it's fine.
had sent the song. Song was released yesterday. It is Dedipite. Oh god, that sounds not like Dutch. Dedipite. And yeah, do you want to? That translates to the depth in English. Do you want to talk
Yes.
about like how do you feel about this song?
Everybody's got a little outlaw in them, you guys. So, bad news first. I wish this were like I wish this had a little bit more electronic element. And the hook doesn't draw me in from the first time I heard it, but I'm a bad news first kind of person. And with that said, I think Dutch is a beautiful choice for this song, and the song itself is really cool, very artistic, very ethereal, and it's bluegrassy. It has a little kind of a bluegrassy
Yeah.
element to it. Overall, really sleek and pleasant. I do see it currently as a grower, but it didn't have the kind of like first impact that I got with like Grow, for example, the 2020 song for the Netherlands. Typically with Dutch songs, I associate it with kind of like a striking impact the first time I hear it, but this is a grower. It feels more Belgian, I'd say.
I don't know. It to me, it's very like I don't know what it is about the Dutch and their love of like Americana music. But they've got
Mm.
like an affinity for it, and I'm hearing that here. Like you said, bluegrassy. I wouldn't
Mhm.
necessarily say bluegrassy, but I can see where it's like bluegrass adjacent. Like you're in
Yeah.
Nashville and you hear a little banjo coming from down the hallway, but you're not quite ready to commit to full banjo yet. Yeah, no, this is I can see that here. I like this. I think it's not what I was expecting though. So I don't know if it's like my issues with the song or just like I was expecting something a little more electronic from
Hmm.
her, kind of going through and listening to other things she's put out.
Hmm.
And this, I mean, there is a bit of electric guitar in there, but it doesn't sound like what I was
It's
thinking it
not
would
the
be.
main ingredient. Like that's not the substance of the entree.
Yeah, it kind of honestly, I think what this is like if this song had come from like Iceland, it would be expected as anything. It sounds like an Icelandic interest. You said Belgium, to me it sounds Icelandic.
Mm,
Um,
I could see that.
it's just really, it's like a kind of like a bluegrassy, poppy situation, and I'm into
Mhm.
it. And I love the fact that it's in Dutch because, I mean, it's been 10
When's the
years.
last time? Yeah, Ik ben verliefd.
Shall I love that
That
song.
was the last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the
That was the
last
last
time.
time. Ugh.
And people hate that. I love that song. I don't care what people say. It's so
I
much
mean,
fun.
there are a lot of things that I hate about that song and performance, but I do like it overall because of
It's like
the
being,
history it gave.
it makes me think of like, gosh, who does S Teen have beef with? I need to know, like, because I know all like the Dutch artists have beef with each other. It's just like I
Yeah,
want to know who she's got beef with. But yeah, like, sorry, that went off on a little
we'll see,
tangent
I
there.
guess.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like how we're feeling. We're gonna go more in depth about all the songs, just because
Hmm.
um we're gonna be
We're,
doing
no,
like
we're gonna
once
have
the
a couple
season's
weeks where we
over.
just talk about the songs as they are. So you
Yes,
guys
this is
can
all
stay
just
tuned for
like a
that because oof.
brief overview, first impression situation. This is
Hmm.
the first of our internal selections we've had as well.
Yes.
Um, so another internal selection. Well, no, it's not because we were going to talk about it, and then it's not coming out for like another 3 hours. So we're gonna push that one
I
to the
did
side.
hear a leak. I did hear a leak though.
I
Can I
don't
talk
listen
about
to
the leak?
leaks. No, please don't.
Okay, so I'm not going to
Here's
talk
my
about the
thing.
leak. We can
Yeah,
actually save that for another time. But yes, I cannot wait to talk about that.
yeah. I don't like because it's like it's not fair to the artist to me. For me, like that's why I choose not to even
That's
seek
actually
this
a really
out.
important, yeah, that's actually a really important thing to address. Leaks, you guys, are not good for the artists. Like, they do
No,
not make any revenue from it. They don't get any publicity from it. The fact that I listen to it's already a bad idea. So just avoid them in general, all right?
they are bad for you. Do
Bad
not
for you,
listen to
bad for you.
them.
Hmm.
It's and it also feels very like predatory. It's like when someone's like
Oh,
nudes
you're
leak or
right.
something. You know what I mean? Like it
Uh-huh.
just I don't like it. It makes me feel icky.
All right.
So yeah, let's go ahead now, and we'll talk about Albania's revamp. Ronela has given us Secret Part Two. I don't know what to call it. Secret the Revenge. Um,
Secret, el versión español.
Secret with a bit of too much English. That's my first note. It's just like I liked an Albanian, and I'm tired of Albania revamping songs and putting them mostly in English because it's like it
That's
just takes away the impact for me.
That's the kryptonite of Albanian entries, honestly. I mean, like, think about all the Albanian entries in the past who have, like, used an English revamp and with that English have just completely decided to flop with it. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a flop per se. I don't think that
Yeah,
Eurovision is necessarily going that direction anymore, but I
oh, hold
mean,
on, sorry. If you
oh,
guys can hear that, that's an accident. I just hit my headphones.
oh,
There we go. I think it started playing Subwoofer for a second there because I had that YouTube video pulled up for some reason in the
That'll be your
background.
curse. Subwoofer will be your curse this year.
Oh God, no! Please, what have I done to deserve that?
I don't know. That's between you and whoever.
I usually like. I'm not gonna get into how I usually like Norwegian entries, but anyways,
Anyways,
yeah.
continuing on Secret. It's I still love the song, you guys. Like I still love it, but I don't like it as much as I did. And it's because you took away the beauty of the Albanian language and
I
frankly
know.
added like shoehorned in too much English and Spanish at that rate. Like why Spanish? It just doesn't suit it completely like it should be. And right now where it is at my winner spot is gonna be quite contentious. I don't exactly know if the song is gonna last there because of this
Wow.
remix.
See, I didn't want to make the commitment to like, because here's like how I do my rankings throughout the season before we get all the final versions of everything. If it's like something I'm pretty confident this is the final version we're gonna have, it's not gonna change, I'll go ahead and rank it higher then. And then I'll put like stuff I like still kind of in the middle. So
Mhm.
I'm afraid that like it's gonna go down a bit for me. I don't even know where I have. I know my top five because my top five is chaos.
Mhm.
Um, but like I don't know. Like I'll see. It's like I like it. It's still a good song because Ronela's a fantastic performer and the song's catchy and the music video is pretty cool too. It's kind of
Mhm.
giving me like with the English version. It's kind of making me think of Turkey 2004. Every way that I
Yeah,
can. Yeah, I'm getting. Or was that
okay.
2003? I don't remember
If they
years.
decide to do that visually, then it could really work out. Yeah. The
Yeah,
song
I don't
itself
know.
is what you're saying reminds you of
Yeah,
Everywhere That
but
I Can?
I'm not saying they sound anything similar, but they've got a very to me they've got like a similar vibe.
Yeah, I see that. Definitely.
Yeah, so like, what year was that? 2003? What year
That
did
was
Turkey win?
2003. Turkey 2004 was Athena.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
2003, 2004. I, guys, like, I'm telling you, man, the early, like, the 2000s era, except for like 2009, I'm not confident with what years anything happened.
Oh no,
Just,
yeah, like anything from the year 2000 up until like 2007, I'm not able to name like what country goes to what song for like half of them.
yeah, I mean, hey, it's the 2000s. But yeah, that's kind of how we were feeling about the revamp for
Mhm.
Secret. Let's go ahead and ease on over down under, and we're going to talk about Australia Decides.
Mhm.
So ultimately, the winner was decided as Sheldon Riley with the song "Not the Same."
Yeah.
Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, to kind of just like open the discussion on Sheldon, I thought it was the best vocal of the night. I
yeah.
don't dispute that at all. I feel like he had the best vocal delivery out of everybody. I don't like the song. I don't like the song. There's nothing that really draws me into it, but I really like the artistic vision that was applied, was the note that I put here.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's still true. Like the song itself, it's not the kind of thing that I would be like casually like humming, or I don't associate necessarily with like a tune per se. But I do really enjoy the fact that Sheldon is taking the 3 minutes on stage and giving us like an artistic piece. Like that, it's more demonstrating that, in my opinion, than it is like a studio type song that you would just casually listen to. So by the time it gets to Eurovision, I'm really interested to see how that vision changes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's one of those things where I'm not a big fan of the song, but again, it's not really the kind of song that would I would go for.
Mhm.
I'm not typically a ballad person, and there's not really any point in the ballad where it reaches out to me personally. The vocal was perfection. We can't get that wrong at all. Like the vocal was so
Mhm.
good. Um, Staging wise, I just did not like the industrial fans, like kind of in the background. It's giving me very much like me as a kid getting out of the shower and singing into a fan like I'm Celine Dion. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like a sheet
Okay,
around my
yeah.
waist.
Mhm.
Which you know what? If you want to make me think of my childhood, go ahead. I had fun as a kid. Um, but I want to get rid of the industrial fans. I don't like that industrial mixed with glam. Cause like other than that, like the outfit he had on was very glamorous. You know, it's like a
Mhm.
long train skirt pantsuit. I think. The mask covered in jewels. Everything was very glam except for the industrial fans. And I'm just like, can you throw those away? I don't want to see industrial fans. Um, Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about
I
the
see
stage.
what you mean. Like that was an artistic choice.
Yeah, it was a choice. It's like Phantom of the Factory. I don't know.
No,
Um,
yeah, I was actually about to make that comparison.
I mean,
But I mean,
I went
setting that
through.
aside, because who knows, like a revamp is like that could still be in the works for like how that could go down. So keep an eye on that because at the very least he does have like a picture in mind of how he wants it to go.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having a picture in mind. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yeah.
you. I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I had muted my mic because I didn't want to cough in people's ears. Yeah,
Good.
like, no. I
Hmm.
just, yeah, I think that as a song, it's fine. It's not, there's nothing about the song itself that I cling to, but I do think that the vocal is perfection and that you have a good, solid performer who's going to do you guys proud, Australia.
Yes, great job, Australia. You're probably gonna get a top 10 result again.
Oh, yeah. I still,
Mm.
I will defend Montaigne and say if she was performing live, she would have
She
qualified.
would have made it. No, she would have made top 10.
Yeah. Like,
Point blank.
it's just that not being able to be there because of Miss Rona um,
Hmm.
did them dirty. Okay, so
Destroyed
did you have anything else you want to say
UMK.
about Australia Decides overall?
Australia decides overall. I'm really happy to see Joel and Miff again. They're hilarious. They're so witty. They're so funny. I love the show. Aside from that, I could talk to length about Australia decides, but that could be for another time too.
Yeah, yeah, no. I don't remember much of Australia Decides. It was so early in the morning and
It
I
was,
had to
you
sleep
guys, like
beforehand.
American time.
I know we can't talk. It's like, oh, Australia has to wake up and do this over breakfast. I'm like, I understand
Mhm.
they have to watch Eurovision over breakfast, but you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
let's go ahead now and talk about UMK. It was decided that the Rasmus with their song Jezebel would be the winner.
Mhm.
Yeah, that happened. What is the scissors?
Okay, so Bess and Isaac were robbed, you guys. Oh, I'm
Um,
just gonna read my notes. Taking away the hype of the Rasmus, their performance was underwhelming and just bad. Like the performance was bad. Despite being myself someone who enjoys this song more than most people, especially because I didn't listen to the Rasmus prior to this, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel ready. I can't. Like I can't go with this. I'm
the
sorry.
scissors. What are the scissors though? I I, I can. No, I don't have scissors near me. Um, I just I don't I don't understand what happened. I feel like what happened was people voted for the band and name recognition over the song. And Finland, my sweet, sweet Finland. I love you. I love you guys so much. Because here's the thing with Finland. Finland is going to do what Finland wants to do. That is why I respect them when it comes to Eurovision because they will send stuff no one else would think to send.
Yeah, they
But
do.
what happened last time you chose a person, an act, who had a popular song 20 years ago?
What did happen?
I think they came last in the semi.
Who was the
Yeah,
performer? I forget.
Darude.
Oh, I thought you said
You
20 years
totally
ago.
forgot Darude. Oh no, I'm saying like someone who had a hit 20 years ago.
Oh my, no, okay. Like the way that song completely got erased, like
Yeah,
from my
I
mind,
don't.
I don't even
I
remember like melodically, like sonically, it doesn't have a signature at
I
all.
the only thing I remember is that the singer had really ugly pants on. Like it was like jeans, and like
Oh, yeah,
halfway down, it was like this black
looked
thing.
like he was wading through quicksand.
Yeah, it looked like he had on like the thigh high boots you put on when you go fishing. Waders, isn't that what they're called? Yeah,
Yeah,
like it was
yeah, he looked like
not.
he had waders on
And was there
to
like a
represent
lady in?
Finland in Lisbon. Was it Lisbon? It was Tel Aviv.
I don't remember. I can't tell you what year it happened. I
But I
just know
also
it
went to
happened.
Lisbon. I remember that.
Yeah, that was better than thigh high waders. It was just that
It
those
was better than
pants.
Thigh High Waiters, and frankly, it's better than Jezebel.
Yeah, like look how we're talking about everything but Jezebel. 1 second. Yes. Okay. So, anyways, sorry about that, guys. What was I saying? Yeah, like it doesn't. I know the melody. It's just one of those things where I know the Rasmus from back in the day when I was like hanging out with the goth kids
Hmm.
in like 2002, 2003. And like, this just isn't as good as their other stuff is. And like, we'll go in more depth when we talk about like the individual, like when we go into our panel reviews and
Yeah.
stuff that are
Hmm.
coming up. But like at this point, I'm just underwhelmed. I'm like, you could have done better. You had a bunch of other choices, and you had better performances that
Hmm.
elevated songs, and we're left with this. And it's like, okay, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to do something, Finland, before we get to what's it called?
Yeah, because literally the
Turin.
first 10 seconds of the performance is what the rest of the song is like.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with some new camera angles or something. But
Maybe,
at this point,
hopefully.
I'm just like, okay, well,
Mhm.
this is there. So,
Fair.
next up is Germany, 12 points, which will be happening after the stream is over. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm just going to go through the contestants. We have Emily Roberts with Soap, Eros Atomus with Alive, Felicia Lee with Anxiety, Madeline Jonas with I Swear to God, Malik Harris with Rock Stars, and then Nico Suave and Team Liebe with Hello Welt. I can pronounce German, guys. See, that wasn't too bad.
Yay! Our Deutsch
um,
girl here.
yeah, I wish. I'm so happy there's at least one song in German. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
like the song that's in German, but
The only one though.
I mean, we got one at least. Like, because last time there
Mhm.
was no songs in German. Last time they I'm sorry. I just remembered the last time we had a German national selection.
I can't like. I hope we get to talk about that at some point because oof, oh
That was
Germany.
that was a year. And I'm gonna
Sorry,
say
I
it.
just reflected on it.
This is not as strong of a selection as that national selection was.
Mm-mm.
It is
No,
not.
in fact, like I'm not attached to my top three whatsoever. You guys, I'm
Oh yeah,
not.
no, not at all. I mean, I know for like one of the what is the scissors? So like we have a top three here, and there's a song that we both have in common, which is
Yeah.
Anxiety. Um, I know that there's a revamp coming for that one, so we're gonna get something different than what we had studio
Mm.
wise. Um, like I know that's coming down the line. Like that was my favorite one out of the songs. So revamp
Mhm.
wise, it could really elevate it. I don't know. Like we have no idea what's gonna happen. The other one I know was revamped was Hello Welt. Um,
Isn't that the
but
current
from
favorite to win?
the lyrics changed to be about war and peace, and it's like Germany, don't do that right now. Please don't do that
Mm.
right now. If that goes,
Oh,
at least it's in German.
that's true. That's true.
See, that's the
If
thing is if you have lyrics that are like what, if you keep them not in English, people don't know. Countries
yeah,
that speak German: Austria, Switzerland, and Swiss German. Well, Swiss German is a whole thing. As someone who's taken German, Swiss German is a whole thing.
and a handful of
Um,
Belgian folks.
then you have like it's similar to Dutch. It's similar to Danish because I could read Dutch and Danish, and I don't have
Mm.
like, any problem reading those two. So yeah, but you speak English, you can read it. If you want to, you can learn how to read Dutch. It's not hard.
Mhm.
But yeah, like that kind of is there. Um, I think who else? Like who else is like a song that you had that you said you're not really attached to your top
I'm
three, but
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to refrain from talking about. No, you know what? I'm gonna talk about one and why I liked it, and then why I just didn't like it. So, for the song "Rock Stars" by Malik, I believe his name is. This was the song that was my favorite going into it, but then I realized I didn't like the rap, and then I realized I didn't like the melody, and then I realized I didn't like the lyrics or the production, and so I just kind of staved off Germany. So
yeah,
that's that.
no, I get that. I will say this about Soap. I don't like how Southern California the music video is. Like, okay, I
Yeah,
have relatives. I
why?
have German relatives because she lives in Southern California. I'm telling you, Germans like to move to the U.S. and go somewhere warm. SoCal, Florida, they love it. Like when my uncle comes here, he goes either where I live in D.C. or he goes to Florida. One of the two places when he's here, because I guess he wants to see sunshine. They've got sunshine in Germany. I don't need my German relatives wanting to get In-N-Out Burger. We don't have In-N-Out Burger on the East Coast. I already have to deal with them when my cousins come over here. They want to go to Five Guys every other day. So we don't need to introduce Germans to In-N-Out. That's just my personal gripe with it. I know that no one else is going to have that problem, but hey.
It's what really strikes me is the fact that it looks eerily like the In-N-Out that I have like next to where I live. Like the nearest In-N-Out to where I am, it looks like that exact same parking lot, and that's just slightly alarming. But setting that aside, yeah, the whole California thing, I'm not a huge fan of when like California is used as like a visual element, like in music videos. I mean, personally, being a California native, to me, it just doesn't feel it doesn't feel all the way there.
It's because you're from California.
Hmm.
But I want to hop in because I just noticed we have a comment here from Jamie R.
Hmm.
While the results were not my fave, I have to say UMK was visually stunning. My ADHD self was here for it. Honestly, couldn't agree more. UMK was
Yes.
gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
That staging was beautiful. Like, I agree that I did not like the results, but every single country had its own, like, not country, every single song had its own unique visual identity, and
Yes, it
that's how
did.
you put on a national final. And that like, nothing looked the same.
Hmm.
Everything looked different. Everything, and like you had UMK had what, two, three rock songs in it, and each
Yeah.
one looked different.
So
Like,
different. They were such different songs completely.
yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it's. And there's another thing I just want to kind of shout out to YLE. I know a lot of these like studios, they are not studios. These channels have like staff or dancers on staff. I just want to
Hmm.
say shout out YLE for having a big girl up on stage for each dance number. I
Hmm.
know that probably isn't something that's going to stand out to a lot of people, but whenever I see like a plus size dancer and she's being given the same work as everyone else, and you're not like highlighting the fact that she's plus size, she's just out there doing her job. I just like to see that. That's good for representation and body positivity. And I just kind of like backtracking to that. I just wanted to say I
And the
like that fact that
choreography
happened.
itself was
Oh my
delicious.
gosh, like
Uh-huh.
Revamp best. Yo, like that song was beautifully staged. The choreography was excellent. Like honestly, UMK,
Baseball bats on the stage. I love that how they like shot fire. Like, come on.
flaming baseball bats. I mean, hey, that's gonna be some power. See, here we are, we're wandering off and talking about UMK because when it comes to like Germany 12 points, I don't have anything to say. It's a German national selection.
It
Germany
is.
used to have really good national selections. Like if you go back to the 70s, they had some great national finals. And then like they would send stuff and it's like I and I can't get attached to anything because I'm thinking about the last German national selection with a song I really liked and how what got chosen was "What Are You Doing?" And the time before that it happened too. And it's like I don't get attached to anything in Germany because ultimately
Because
Germany's gonna make the bad wrong
there's
choice.
seriously no point because no taste is used in the process of the selection. That's why I'm guessing you're talking about Makeda, like The Day I Loved You Most. That was
Oh
one of
no,
my
that
favorite songs
national
of the
final
2019 season. That was one of my favorite songs of the entire year, and we lost it to what? I'm tired.
that national final. How? I can't I there were so many better songs in that national final. And then I'm thinking about like 2008.
I didn't
2008
watch
had a
that.
great. Okay, so fun fact: I didn't watch Eurovision in 2008.
Mhm.
I did, however, listen to the band that came, I think, third or second in the national final that year. Before I found out what Eurovision was, and I was a huge fan of that band. And I was like, "What? They almost went to Eurovision? No, Germany. What did you do?" I know Germany has interesting musicians because back in 2000, I was listening to a lot of independent German music, like a lot of indie German music, back in like 2007, 2008. And I have cousins who are independent artists in Germany. I know they've got an interesting music scene. I know they do for a fact. And it's just like, you guys, I don't know what's happening over there, but like, I think what it is Germany needs to have, they're afraid of success, I feel. They're the
Yeah.
countries competed in Eurovision the most. They have 2 wins. And they keep trying, but I feel like they like to self sabotage.
Trying is that's a very strong word.
Here's the thing, they switch it up. They don't do the same thing constantly. The
I mean,
problem
but it,
is
yeah.
the problem is when they get a taste of success, they get a little afraid. And when they're a little afraid, they just bomb it out the next year. Like, you know what I mean? We went from Lisbon coming like fourth place, I think,
I'm
to
sorry. 0
to
point.
I'm tired. I'm tired, Germany. I'm tired.
I'm sorry, like I will always forever just be
I
like laughing at how clowny that entire process was, because I was there for that entire process and I was just like clown emoji at the end of that.
Yeah, but I'm done with Germany. Um, let's talk about another national final I'm not
Yeah,
looking
yeah, let's move
forward
on.
to.
Hmm.
Dansk Melodi Grand Prix, baby.
Woo! Yeah, that's
Man, these two.
happening.
That's a pairing. You know what? I wish they were happening the same day. They can compete each other for blandness. Um, Competing at Dance Melody Grand Prix, we have Confessions with the song Hallelujah. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh.
You could switch those two names anyway. It could be Hallelujah singing Confessions.
Yep. Then we have Deva Angong. I'm sorry, I don't speak that. I can't speak Danish. I'm gonna let you know. I can't do it.
I
There's
can, but it's
sounds
okay.
I
I want to
can't
hear you
make.
try.
In Skåne Dag, then Full Defect with Rademed de Dengen. Ooh. Josie Eleanor and Jack Warren with Let Me Go. Junker with Komt for. Honestly, I'm happy there's so much Danish. Komt for of Believe. Then there's Morten Felixson with Happy Go Lucky. Patrick Dorgan with Vinden Susar Ind. And then Ready with The Show. Um,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. What do we want to talk about here with.
I'll kick it off. So, so we have like a top three from kind of before, like with the studio versions, and right now my third place is Patrick Dorgan. It's a ballad. It's a Danish ballad by a man. What's your third place?
um, Morten Phillipson. It's a song that exists.
Guys, this is hard. Okay.
I feel bad. It's like I can't. I don't. My problem with like Denmark's national final is the same problem I have with Germany's national final. I can't get attached to anything because it's Denmark, and I know anything interesting happening in their national final isn't going to win. So what's the point?
Why? That's why I stopped watching it personally.
I can't. I cannot watch it. It's like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I hate watch it, to be honest. Last year I hate watched it, and then I came out with a song I actually kind of liked. And I was like, okay, that happened. Thank you, Denmark, for being different. Maybe that's why there's so many more songs in Danish this year.
Yeah, no, yeah. We have I think one, two, three, four songs in Danish this year. So that's actually commendable. Native language.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
My second place is Full Defect with Ray Middenholdering. It's punchy, it's aggressive. It gives a sensation. It lets you know that people are still in your face. Jordan, find better words.
I just,
I can't talk about that any further because I don't know how to describe it. It's just, I guess, the second best song. What's yours?
Durvara and Gang. I feel like it's a father and daughter inviting me to a cult.
Oh
I
yeah,
vibe with
the Lovely
that.
Bones song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, there's something off about it. Like, they're gonna sacrifice, like, a virgin later. I don't know what's happening, but I'm kind of into it. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's
Very
your favorite?
Dateline. Um, my first place is actually your third place, Morten Phillipson, Happy Go Lucky. This song I actually do enjoy. I actually do stream this song. It is. How would I describe it though? It's poppy. It's Danish.
You know
Yes.
what? It's, yeah. My number one is Ready. It could be better. Okay, here's the issues I have with this one. I need the rock part to come in sooner because we've got like a full minute and a half of just this ballad. I'm like, okay, I'm like, why is it a ballad? I see people on the cover art with like instruments. What's happening? And then finally the music kicks in. That needs more. Bring the guitars and bring the rock sooner because I can do a rock ballad, but like at this point, it's very much like it's too much ballad, not enough rock. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I see. It's off balance.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that one.
All right, Denmark, do whatever you want. Do
I mean,
whatever
I'll
you
I'll
want.
watch it.
Yeah.
I'll be back next week. I'm not getting, like I said, I don't get attached to anything in Denmark. It's
Mm-mm.
not worth it. Next is Romania, Selecţia Naţională.
Mhm.
That is happening, coming to its conclusion tomorrow after a fascinating national final process.
I'm still not even completely solid on what the rules were heading into it, but it's okay because we actually have finalists and we're actually picking a song now, you guys.
Yeah. So our finalists are Alex Parker and Bastian with All This Love, Petra with Remember, I keep wanting to say irreligious, but it's not it. It's oh, it is irreligious. Yeah, irreligious. Vane with Never Give Up. WRS with Yamame. Andre Petrus with Take Me. Moishi, Moisi with Guilty. Gabrielle Bosco with One Night. Cream, Mindora, and Diana Basha with Romania Mia. Kyrie Mendel with Hurricane. Dora, and then finally Dora Gatanovici with Anna.
Mhm.
So, do you want to kind of talk about? Like, we have the same number three. Our
Yeah,
number three is Dora. Um,
Dora. Not Croatian Dora, but this is the Dora in Romania who has a really good vocal. Like, I think that's the number one thing that really struck me about that entry. It's the fact that, like, vocally it was all there, and melodically it felt like it was going somewhere.
yeah, no, couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
That's how I feel about that. It's like one of these national finals this week. I'm like, I'm not really attached to much. Um,
Not me personally either.
yeah. My number two was Alex Parker and Bastion. I don't know why it's my number two. I This is
Mhm.
the problem I'm having this week. It's like I know we're talking about Festival of Canção later, and I'm like looking forward to Festival of Canção still
Oh yeah.
because
Hmm.
it's just like these other national finals this week. I like, you
Well,
know,
we have to get through the thick of it
yeah. Before we get to the
before we
good
get
stuff.
to the part. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a
Hmm.
song. It exists.
Hmm.
Yeah.
My second place is WRS Yamame. Um,
You know what?
W
I appreciate that he put on a show.
he does. He puts on a really good show. I mean, he kind of looks like he was animated by DreamWorks. He looks like your state-of-the-art European man who like thrusts hip and sings kind of loungy faux reggaeton. Hits the nail on the head in that sense. The song itself, it's pretty listenable.
Yeah. No, we are at the same thing there.
Hmm.
I have Petra. I think Petra like the song that stands out the most to me when I listen to everything. That's why it's my number one. The vocal is great. The song itself, it's got kind of like a power ballady thing going on, and we don't really have a good, solid female power ballad at this point. So I do like
Hmm.
that we have that coming. Just yeah. So at this
Yeah.
point, that's kind of how I feel about that one.
Yes, Petra, PlayStation 1 Queen. For my first place, it's actually Cream, Minadora, and wow, and Diana.
Hmm.
The reason why the song is my first place is because like this is the way that you can execute a trap beat without it feeling dated in this day and age.
Yeah.
And it's just like I like the rhythm, I like the melody, I like a lot about it, and it's undisputedly my winner out of the finalists. It's just that much higher quality than all of the other songs to me, and
It
I
also
really hope it
stands
wins.
out. There's
Uh-huh.
nothing else we really have this year. Oh, the only other song I can compare it to that's competing this year is Moldova's Situation.
Hmm.
They've got a similar vibe to one another. They don't sound anything alike, but they have a similar vibe.
Yeah,
Um, and so like, and
sister
no matter
songs
what,
almost.
they're sisters. They're hanging out
Hmm.
together. So yeah, that's. I mean, I get that one. Like, I honestly, if I redid my list, I'd probably put that one higher up. I just
Hmm.
didn't for some reason when I was doing my notes. Um. All right. So Pesma Za Euroviziju. We're not going to really talk much about because we only had the first semi last night.
Hmm.
And then today we're going to be getting the second semi. Tomorrow we'll have the final. We can't really make a top three for the
Yeah.
final without the second half of the semi results. So we'll see. Sorry.
Hmm.
I had a good time watching it last night, though, I think. I don't remember much.
I was able to watch a handful of the performances, and Serbia puts on a pretty good show. Uh, it's really interesting to see those qualifiers though, and I'm like the final is going to be interesting.
Okay, yeah, I haven't even seen the qualifiers yet, so
Mm.
I just like I was working, so I was watching it while I was working.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then we have Söngvakeppnin coming up. Well, first thing we had was the first semi. Results from that is Stefan Oli and Siga Beta and Aline are
Hmm.
your qualifiers from that first semi. Can't say I'm surprised. I watched the show. Those were the clear qualifiers for me too.
Yeah, I agree. Those were the clear qualifiers, and thankfully for myself, they were also my winners of that semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite song so far has to be from Siga Beta and Elin because that just felt like a genuine kind of like bluegrassy acousticy. This is just the right kind of like performance that uses the timbre of the room to kind of like help. Like I don't even know like the best way to describe it. It's just
It
so intimate, and it was so well done.
it was ready. It was ready for
Hmm.
Eurovision, and it's one of those things where if it goes to Eurovision, it's going to be an intimate moment like we got with Salvador. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything kind of brought in and focused solely on them. And that I think this I kind of isn't fair because we don't know if they're actually going to be going to Eurovision or not. But they're kind
Hmm.
of the reason why I'm looking at S-Team's number song like this is
Hmm.
very similar to what Sika Beta and Aline are doing, but I prefer Sika Beta and Aline because they
Hmm.
have harmonies. The songs are very similar.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people like, oh, they're copied. No, they're just similar. There's something about both songs that they have a lot in common.
Hmm.
And when
Which
you are
happens
looking
sometimes, you
at
guys.
it, just happens. It just
Yeah.
happens. Like it happens. Like it's music.
Hmm.
Um, but I prefer their song. So I feel like if they go to Eurovision, are they in the same semi? Are
Um,
Iceland and Norway in the same? I'm not Iceland and Netherlands in the same semi.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
If they're in the same semi, I feel like they could like kind
Against
of
each
go for
other.
the similar votes. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And end up like butting heads. And if they both make it to the final, same thing. Like I can see them kind of like siphoning off one another's votes because they're so similar. Um,
Hmm.
but we'll worry about that once we get to actual Eurovision. But
Yes.
yes, they were my winner from the semi, and I think that Stefan his staging was really underwhelming. If he wants to win, he's going to do something with that staging between now and a week from now.
This isn't the only Stefan you said that about.
Yeah, I have that been with a lot of Stefans.
Hmm.
That's how. Sorry, I'm thinking about someone else in the name Stefan. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about
Semi
this next
two.
semi two. The performers are going to be Marketa Igarlova, which I'm surprised I'm seeing her in Söngvakeppnin. I've known about her for a while because of the Oscars. And her song is oh gosh, I can't speak um, Icelandic, so have fun.
Hmm.
Mogul, Mogul, Mogulek, okay, Mogulek.
Hmm.
Sen serían sana with Hakumi Bolton. Then Reykjavik, Reykjavíkurdagur with Tokum off Staff, Katla with Pathanov, Hanania, and the Astronautist with Sinsmith. Sinsmith. I'm sorry. There's like two letters that we don't use in English in
Hmm.
Icelandic, and they both are pronounced the th sound. It's just one is like a harder th, and the other one's a softer th.
We honestly should have it in English. They're really pretty letters.
I mean, Thorin, like the one me getting nerdy. If you ever look at a sign and you see ye old on it, it's actually the old because it that Y is the foreign. So if you look at like the Icelandic letters, the first one for the it sends me fear from the Hanani and the Astronautist, that letter that looks kind of like a P with a long top is pronounced as a TH. And that we used to use that letter in English. And then we stopped using it. So
See, that's
that's
a
me
foreign
being a little
letter.
that's me being a little nerdy. I like it's one of those things where I just like yeah, that's why it's because it's a thorn. It's a whole yeah. We used to use that letter, but we don't anymore.
And this is the only
Sorry.
time we're addressing this pronunciation thing. So if you didn't take notes, you forgot about it.
Yeah. Sorry.
All good. So, kind of like looking at the list of the artists that we have in this semifinal, the ones that I look forward to the most are going to be Sun City and Sana with Hakumi Botten. And I like the song because it's poppy. It's very Scandinavian pop circa 2015,
Hmm.
almost like has a Katy Perry type flavor to it. It's just really nice, very pleasant, well produced. And the other one I look forward to is Katla with Thadan Af. And this one, the melody's very interesting. The production's really interesting. It feels kind of musical theatery, but I enjoy that. This is just a really nice ballad, and I think it has artistic potential. What do
Yeah,
you
no,
think?
I really think that this is like, it's this. Here's the thing. I like Söngvakeppnin, generally speaking. I really do,
Yeah.
because Iceland does stuff that you wouldn't expect anyone else to do.
Hmm.
Um, and like for me, I don't really like the studio version of Tokamov stuff, because it's a lot happening, but I feel like it could be really interesting live, and
Hmm.
it could put on a really good show live. Um, like if we're talking about solely as a song, Sun City and Sana, I like that, but it's like kind of dated in a way that I'm not into. It's
Hmm.
like I have a sweet spot, and by sweet spot for like songs that are throwbacks, I mean like anything from like throwback to the early 2000s to like the 60s. I'm like, yeah, I'm vibing with this.
Hmm.
But it's like it's just not. Give it like 5 years and it'll be in my sweet spot. Um, I really like Hanami and the Astronautess. It kind of has like this weird culty vibe to it. Maybe I'm like my mother and I'm susceptible to be like joining cults and stuff. But like this is like 70s throwbacky kind of situation there that I'm into. And I think that that's probably my favorite. The other one I want to kind of highlight is going to be Marketa Egarova. Um, she knows how to sing. She knows how to write and sing a ballad. Like
Hmm.
she knows what she's doing, and I appreciate that. And I don't really have like a female ballad I want, you know, this year yet. So if she went through it, I'd be rooting for it because I could use one of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
so now we've got 8 minutes,
Oof.
a whole 8 minutes, and we're about to talk about the best, the best. I don't care what anyone says. Saving the best national final for last is Portugal with Festival da Canção.
Y- Okay, yeah, like I am not even like actually really able to make a top three out of the first semifinalists
No,
because like
I can't make a top
there's
three
just
out of
no
either
way
semi.
mathematically. Yeah.
That's like making me choose my favorite child. Like
Hmm.
I cannot. Like I legitimately. I'm gonna just read the first semi's artists for you guys and
Hmm.
their song because that's what we do here. Os Cuatro de Mia with Anha. No, that's not right. Os Cuatro e Mia with Anaha. The Mr. Driver with Cali Sun. Diana Castro with Ginger Ale. Which honestly, real quick, I was thinking at like this. I'm like, this song's called Ginger Ale. Then I heard it. I was like, why is this such a bop? Like, come on. FF with Como é bom esperar Almagem. Then there is Norton with Hope. Araya with Y. Compagna Algazara with Mina and Pra. Maro with Sadare Sadare. Valash and Osh. Oh gosh, Valash and Osh with Astronautos with Odessia. Then there's Fadobicha with Povo Povo Pequenino. Honestly, like it's like trying to choose my favorite child. I can't. Like it's
Yeah.
all of them are so good. I already mentioned kind of ginger ale being a bop. My favorite brand of ginger ale is called Burners. If you can get it in your area, I highly recommend it. It's from like the
Never heard of
Midwest. It is so good. It's the best ginger ale. Like I cannot even.
it.
We used to
Ooh.
not be able to get it here either. I used to have to always wait till when I went to Michigan to get it.
Ah,
It's really like it's gingery. It's very gingery, but also has like very strong vanilla. It is delightful. It's like you
mhm.
took ginger ale and cream soda and made a baby, and you got burners. It's so good.
Damn, let me see if
Um,
it's out here.
you might not, but if you don't,
Oh,
let me know. I'll get you some. I'll
yeah.
hook you up. I'll hook you up. But no, like I just yeah, like I that's this song just made me think of that because it's a
Mhm.
delightful tune. Forobicha, yes, like
Okay, yeah. If I have to highlight
so
one
good.
song out of this semifinal that like absolutely stands out to me, it would be that one. And it's because it's just so naturally Portuguese to me. This is what Portuguese music, like circa this between the 60s and 80s, sounded like, or at least that I'm familiar with it. It sounds like you're
Mhm.
walking down the quay at Albufeira during like a night festival, and you're just having a good time just watching Portugal happen. It's gorgeous. It's one of the most artistic, beautiful things I've heard so far this season. And yeah, I think that would have to, as of right now, be my favorite in this semi.
I'm a weeb, so that song makes me think of this anime from like a few years ago called Michiko Tahachi. It's about like a mother and daughter who are in like a fictionalized version of Brazil, and like the mom escapes from prison and goes to get her daughter from her foster parents, and they go off to find the girl's dad together. It feels like it belongs in the soundtrack of that show. Um,
Uh,
yeah, I just like that one. It's giving me that vibe, and I think it works so well for that. Another one I don't even know. Like Motto was Sadade Sadade. That song is gorgeous. Like it's just beautiful.
mhm.
I want to sit down and listen to it. Like this is my thing with Portugal. Like no matter what they choose, I know I'm gonna be into it because like I mean even last year, the Black Mamba was not on my radar for
They were my
winners,
last place, like
but
in
I
a
still
but
loved
it
it.
was so magnificent in Eurovision.
Yeah, it's just like I still loved it. It's like I don't know how Portugal does it. Like ever since their win, Festival de Canção has been easily the best national final. It's like honestly, it's a lot of the songs necessarily wouldn't be the most competitive thing at Eurovision, but they're all really good songs, and you just want to
Mhm,
sit there and enjoy your every moment of the whole thing.
mhm,
All right,
absolutely.
yeah. Do you want to say anything else about Semi One or babies? Do you have anything else you want to highlight
Um,
there?
not with the amount of time that we have, but generally, yes. I look forward to this show more than any other show, I think.
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah. Okay, the second semifinal is going to be happening, I think, Tuesday.
Hmm.
So the songs are Osh Ozenatosh with Shuta Alvos E Canta, Kubita with Uma Magnuson, Inanes Honem de Melo with Fome de Viegam, Cyril with Anila Nosh Tomash, or Tomon, Temosh, Pepperoni Passion with Código 30. I don't know how to say 30 in Portuguese. I'm sorry, y'all. Johan, oh my gosh, I just realized we totally did not talk about another national final I have to go back to that's happening this week.
That's
Sorry.
okay. That's okay. We
Johannes
can do it.
Corpo de Mujer with Vampiro Submarino. Io Lado de Mim with, oh, that was the name of the song by the
Mhm.
Vampiro Submarino. Jonas with Puntas Solatas. Placi with Mano Film. And then Pongo and Tristani with Egrade. Um,
I really want to
again,
talk about every single one, you guys. Like, I'm not even lying.
again.
Like, I want to talk about every one. I really wish we had enough time to do that. Hopefully, during the panels, we could just focus on Portugal because you guys, there's not enough time to talk about the beauty of so many of these.
Honestly, I think we need to do in the off season just like a festival like Canção stream.
Appreciation Week.
Like, here you go. Welcome to Portugal Appreciation Week, baby. I can't choose. Again, these are all my children.
Hmm.
I want all of them to be successful. And I don't know what to say. Like, how does Portugal do it? Like, I
I've
feel like
been
we're.
streaming these songs like friggin' crazy, you guys. If I did have to pick a favorite, though, it would be Ainda Nos Temos by Ciro.
It's
Like,
so good.
just to be definitive with that, because I just think that, like, Portugal in Torino, what would floor me and demolish me? And it's that. I mean, as of right now, though, like, it's just the studio cut. By the time we see the
Yeah.
semifinal, like, I could be floored by a completely different song.
No, I agree 100% with that sentiment. Like, it's such a strong selection. And, like, all of these songs would be hanging out in my top five. Huh?
Yeah, I
All
just
of
said,
them would be.
uh-huh. Hot
I'm
cheeseburger.
sorry. You're looking at me. I'm like, I guess like a Portugal stand a little bit. You know what I mean?
I am
Because like
undoubtedly a Portugal stan. I'm 100% a Portugal stan. Let's go. Vamos.
2017, 18, 19,
We're
Portugal's my
still in the
winner.
Portuguese golden age. We're still there.
We're not leaving.
We
If the
haven't
thing
left.
is with Portugal is they're gonna send something good, and it's just whether or not Europe understands it's good. It's like that
Mhm.
whole sound on TikTok. The girls who get it, and the girls who don't. And if you get it, you get it. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell
I'm
you.
sorry. I apologize. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying I'm sorry. I just feel bad for you. But we're gonna backtrack because I think there was one I completely skipped over, and I feel so mean for it because it was Sekret. I can speak French. Hold on. We get the mindset. C'est vous qui décidez.
Right.
So, oh my gosh, I can't believe I skipped it because I've been looking forward to the selection for so long. Um, it's happening, y'all. It's happening.
On Saturday, you guys.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
through
gonna
the
have to cry.
performers here.
I'm gonna have to cry and throw up.
I know, crying and throwing up, and what's the? Can't remember the meme. But yeah. Anyways, Alvin and Ahez with Fulen, Cyprian Zini with Messenger. Let me get my mindset to being able to speak French.
Mhm.
Because the problem is, like, I can do it. I just like
No, you gotta switch it.
I'm
You gotta
speaking
switch
English
it.
around it.
Switch to, yeah.
Yes, Jamie. I'm sorry. I just saw your comment. Portugal stand all the way 100%. We should all be standing Portugal.
Portugal's winning again in the next 5 years, Jamie.
Yes. Honestly, what the heck? Speaking of French, I just got a so the person on my phone number before me is from Cameroon, and I just
Okay.
got a text message from him, like from somebody trying to message him. Um, that's in French. So I don't know.
Send it to me. I'll see like how well I can translate that for you. I also need practice.
No, if it's personal, it looks like it's something about like somebody
Oh.
died.
Oh no.
I'm gonna just reply back to that with I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Um,
Mhm.
so Alvin, Alvin et Ehes with Fulin, Cyprian with Mathemil, Alia avait téléphoné, Elliot avait l'attente, Helen Iberi, Périmorement, Jean with Madame, Joanna with Navigateur, avait, I'm sorry, ooh, wow. Julia avait Chute, Marius avait La chanson d'amour, Pauline Jean avait Ni Pauline, Sam avait Il est où, and then SOA or SOA with the song Sul. Hi. Sorry. I had to get in the headspace to do that. So, those are our those are our songs competing. Top three, let's go. My
Yeah.
number three, gonna go
So
with
Success
Joanna.
and Mamove, that was like, yeah, I'm convinced. So Julia
Okay.
is my third place with Shoot. This song, it's classic, kind of like French bad B kind of music. You know, it's kind of like how we had Philippines Bano. It's just like I'm here and I'm French and and I'm like strutting down the street and you will hear me, you will see me. I am just that girl. I love that
Yeah.
song for that reason.
Oh yeah,
What's
no,
your
my number three was Joanna with
mhm,
Navigator. Love it.
Navigator? Ah,
Oh, it's so good.
it's
Like
almost Balkan,
it's
I'd say. Almost like a
yeah, it
Balkan.
does. It has like a Balkan feel. If the Balkans aren't giving me a Balkan ballad, I guess France is. So here we go. Yeah, no, that was
It's
fantastic.
possible.
All
And
right.
our second places are actually the same. So,
Yeah,
like, for our second place, Pauline Chania is both of like our runner-up with a Nuit Pauline. This feels like an Angèle song, you know what I mean? Very like common francophone pop nowadays, leaning into like female ethereal.
yeah. Rave harp. I don't know what else to say, but Girlie brought a harp on stage just about the party. Like
And it's
it's
still
like
a bop. Like, how often do you have a harp on a bop and it still sounds good? No, this is it.
yeah, like it's great. And our
Mhm.
winner is the same, which is SOA or SOA. I don't know if it's SOA or SOA. Um,
Me either.
fantastic, amazing,
Great. Like, you guys,
flawless.
France needs to send this. I mean, I love so many people in this list. Don't get me wrong, and I will talk about them in like more detail once we have the time to do that. But generally, SOA has like I personally think it's the most polished song out of all of these. And just for being like a French pop song, these are two Malagasy French artists. And being from Madagascar, you have kind of like an Austronesian like face, so they kind of look like me. And I do feel represented in that sense. Like, oh yeah, people from the Austronesian family are going to represent like a colonizer in Eurovision.
I
I
know.
know like saying that's like like
And
not
so
great,
it's
but it is great. It is great to be able to see people
yeah.
like me represented.
Oh no, I feel that it's like one of those things where you've got these populations of people who move to your country because you colonize them. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
That's why the UK has so many people from, all over the place, and the US has a lot of people from like the Philippines and Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
Puerto Rico's still part of the US technically, but we've got a lot of people here. And it's like highlight those cultures because you get these interesting homegrown cultures that are like mixing what they bring from their ancestral lands to what they bring to your country. And I think it's great and everything because it's like one of the reasons why I speak French. Well, the biggest reason I speak French is because my mother's second husband is from a French former colony. So because of that, you know, we learned how to speak French. His mother, she speaks French and one other language. She doesn't speak English at all. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about when it comes to that sort of thing. And it's like I think you should, if you tap into that diverse market, you have something that you can get that's really interesting, bold, and different that no one else is going to have.
Hmm.
And there are certain countries I look at, I'm like, why aren't you taking advantage of that? Why aren't you
Yeah.
taking advantage of your immigrant populations who could really give you something vibrant and interesting, and you're going to just go with something safe?
Hmm. Honestly,
UK,
on
I'm
that same
calling
like
you out.
note, that sorry, what?
I say UK, I'm calling you out. I'm sorry, what were
No,
you going to
yeah.
say?
Mhm. Well, I mean, like, okay, really quick about the UK. The fact that y'all aren't diving enough into your South Asian population and that music industry in your urban areas, that's already one of your biggest mistakes. But talking about France in particular, the song Fulen in this selection, it's like a good portion in Breton, so it's not all French. It's like in a Celtic language too, and it's like a Celtic-y kind of feeling,
Hmm.
like ethnobop, and I really appreciate that too. It's like we're getting Breton potentially once again, because like they sent Breton like in the
Yeah,
90s, and we're getting that revival again. Not just that, but the current favorites to win in C'est vous qui décidez are these two Malagasy siblings. We're like, to me, this could be one of the strongest C'est vous qui décidez that doesn't have Barbara in it.
yeah. Like it's honestly, it's a strong selection. Like, and then there's songs that like no one else is talking about.
Hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, my girl Helen. She seems
Helen,
like she's a ball. I think she knows how to party. Like,
she's a
I don't
baller.
care what anyone
Yeah.
says. And that outfit she had on, I was like, yes, tell me where you got that from, please. I need it in my life because,
Mhm.
like it's such a good selection. France's
J'attends,
revival,
je
like
vous
ever since
attends
they turned
encore.
that ship around, we pretend 2020 did not happen, 2020 did not occur. Block that from your thoughts. But like France is, they want something. They're out for blood. I don't necessarily think at this point there's any of these songs I would call getting as high as second place. But France is going for something. You know what I mean? And this year is one of those years that's very wide open still.
Mhm.
And like because it's such a wide open year, maybe France could win. I don't know necessarily, but we'll see what happens. And honestly, I I trust you, France. You guys are a country with taste.
Yes. You said we will not be associated with the UK and Germany. They're dirty.
Oh,
Like
I
you
mean,
all said,
let's be
like
honest.
no,
They never wanted to be. They never wanted to be associated with the English, the
no, we're
fucking
holding hands with Spain
Englishians.
right now. We're leading them up to the front. And you know what? That's how it should go at this rate because the way the other two countries are treating this contest, no, get more polar. I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, I'm okay with that. They can hang out. France, Spain. They can go hang out with Italy in the top, and then
I'm
like
perfectly good with that. Like I am so good with that.
yeah, France and Spain. Y'all can go hang out with Italy. And you can leave the Germans and the English, the British. But I keep wanting to say English because my issues with like the UK are always like
Hmm.
focused on the English rather than any of the other three. Let's be honest, because most of their artists they've sent have been English.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, like they can go hang out, and then the UK. I don't even want to talk smack about the UK because we still don't know what they're doing. They could surprise us still. It could just be Germany hanging out the bottom.
They're gonna surprise themselves.
Yeah. So we're kind of running over. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. We're just going to quickly touch on Melodifestivalen.
Mhm.
It happened. The qualifiers for direct to final were Medina and Clara Hammerstorm. Can't say I'm surprised by either one of those direct to final qualifiers. I mean, Medina was in Swedish, so I guess I'm kind of surprised the Swedish song went straight through.
I am surprised that Medina qualified, actually. I thought that I did not think that would be kind of like a DTF ticket, because it's not typical to get a DTF ticket in Melfest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is one thing that was kind of unusual about that result sequence.
Yeah. Also, it was interesting. So I'm surprised that it qualified because it was interesting.
It's a bop. Yeah.
Our second chancers are Anna Bergendahl and Sister. This was probably Anna's weakest song, and I'm including the one she not qualified for Eurovision with when I say that.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd say this is better. I'd say it's better than This Is My Life, but I mean by a hair, and not even like a thick black hair. I'm talking like a thin, like bleached hair, like breaking on the bridge.
One of those for you. Yeah, no, it's not. For me. Lily Sister, I don't care about them.
I like the song last year, not this year.
I didn't even like the song last year. We need to get you on some good rock music. So yeah, that's what happens. Tomorrow is their second chance. It's the semifinal. They're calling it a semifinal instead of Andre Townsend. Just going through the artists real quick. Theo's with Som Du Vil, Dana Strand with Hullabaloo, Olivera Estrella with Suave, Tonis Gus with My Way, Kazi Opia with I Can't Get Enough, and then Lisa Miskovsky with Best to Come, Anna Bergendahl, Higher Power, Lisa Sitter with Till Our Days Are Over. I honestly don't care.
I do have favorites, and I made a note here to kind of illustrate who I want to happen in AC. I know you don't care about AC or just Melfest in general, but I do.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, like, basically, the ones who I want to go through this time are going to be Tona, Katsi, and Anna. Tona, because really good, reliable Schlager with a beautiful, beautiful story, and the delivery is just, I think that's actually going to be one of my favorites to come out of this Melfest. I really love Tona's performance. Cassie's song is fun and bubblegummy. It kind of gives me like Trident 3 Layers commercial, but in a good way. Something I really enjoy in a Melfest performance. Kind of similar to like Camphor Drops.
Yeah.
Fun. Anna just deserves to be in because the others are just that weak. That's great.
I mean,
I don't know what else to say about it. The others are weak.
I mean, I'm okay with your three making it. Like, I just at this point for me, when it comes to Melodifestivalen, it is Cornelia.
You're holding up Cornelia, that's it. You're just holding up Cornelia, but it's okay.
If Cornelia doesn't win, I know it's gonna happen in Sweden, and it's not gonna be good. But yeah, anyways, my bra keeps popping on out. Let me go. That's the back end. Okay, so that was the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, leave a little comment. Come back next week.
Tomorrow's the last Super Saturday, you guys. Tomorrow's the last Super Saturday of the season.
Next week, I think next week's our last regular, kind of like what we've been doing. And then the week after that, we are going to be switching it up and talking about each song individually. For the few weeks.
So have your favorites. Hold on tight, y'all, because it's like getting hotter here.
I can't wait to dig into these guys. But thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And down below, we'll have links to the articles. We'll have links as well to any kind of sources or anything like that, as well as our individual channels. And we'll be back next week at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. And if you live in Europe, 7 p.m. Central European Time, it's time to go ahead